at McKinsey. So he already knew the cause of these deaths, and it was, needless to say, racism. Racism did it because America's roads are racist. They're killing black people. As the Washington Post put it, the Transportation Department, quote, concluded that black communities tend to be crisscrossed by more dangerous roads, end quote. Now, that made sense to the Washington Post, and you can see why. Civil engineers, road builders, bent on genocide would, needless to say, put all the dangerous roads in black neighborhoods. That's who they are. And that kind of thing happens all the time in America. This is a racist country. Joe Biden has told us that countless times. But what doesn't make sense is the timing here. Very few of these racist roads are new. Most of them had been there a long time. So why did so many black motorists suddenly start dying in the year 2020? Pete Buttigieg had no idea. He didn't even bother to guess because, honestly, he didn't really care. But we do care, and we've got a theory, and here it is. If you look at the numbers, you will notice that traffic deaths among African Americans in the year 2020 surged in the month of June. Fatalities among black drivers in June 2020 were fully 55% higher than they were in June of 2019. You never see increases like that. What could have happened? Well, let's see. It was in the last week of May of 2020 that a convicted felon called George Floyd died in police custody in Minneapolis. And after that, you'll recall everything changed. What changed most of all was how we regard the rule of law. As Russ Martin of the Governor's Highway Safety Association put it, Floyd's death, quote, accelerated national discussion about equity in transportation. And that discussion would include, quote, questions about enforcement. Oh, there it is, right there. That's the answer. Cops across the country were told to stop enforcing traffic laws against black drivers. No one wanted to be accused of arresting somebody for the crime of, quote, driving while black. So in the name of equity, the law no longer applied to huge numbers of people. Result? Thousands of Americans died. This is a trend you may have noticed, and it doesn't just apply to traffic, and it doesn't just cause traffic deaths. Here's a chart that shows the number of black Americans murdered every year from 2010 to 2020. Look carefully and you notice two major spikes. One spike came in 2014. That was exactly the moment the media decided to lie to us about the death of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. Activists then used that false story to drive police out of black neighborhoods in many parts of America. That was supposed to make things better. Fewer cops, less racism, right? No. Net effect? A lot of people got killed, and most of them were black. Then there's the second spike in the last decade, the biggest one yet. As we said, it came in the summer of 2020, and it's continuing today. Same reason, same effect. There aren't a lot of trends in social science that can be explained in a single graph, but this is one of them. Less law enforcement means more crime, and over time it means more dead children, more grieving parents. You don't need to be a criminologist to understand this. It's very obvious. Even Lori Lightfoot gets it. Lori Lightfoot is the mayor of Chicago. Thanks to her equity-based policies, the city of Chicago is falling apart. People are dying in huge numbers. Shootings in Chicago jumped 60% last year. Lori Lightfoot knows perfectly well this is happening. She knows why it is happening, but Lori Lightfoot doesn't care. Lori Lightfoot is so uninterested in all of those deaths, mostly of black people, that she won't even answer questions about them when asked. Watch this exchange. It comes from Tuesday of this week.
Every time you have a press conference, you say crime is down. The economy is booming.
Well, that's not true, but get your question, sir.
Across the street, we had a police officer on duty, the victim of a hit and run. We have Michigan Avenue, the Magnificent Mile is now referred to as the Mile of Fear. The Water Tower Place has thrown the keys back to the lender. They say they don't want to be in Chicago anymore. Real Chicagoans are asking me, how could you possibly even consider running for re-election as mayor of the city of Chicago after all the harm you've caused?
Well, I disagree with you fundamentally, and I don't think I need to address any and dignify your comments 1 second further. Next question.
Next question. So Lori Lightfoot won't answer the question precisely because she knows the answer. In the name of equity, officials in Chicago have stopped enforcing the law. And not some esoteric tax law that no one really understands, the basic laws, like you can't hurt other people. They're releasing criminals who go on to murder more citizens. This is the triumph of ideology over human life.